Hello tanks and tankettes, welcome to the 913 mods video. This should be a nice short one. There seem to have been relatively few changes between 912 and 913, so the modders have gotten their updated mods out really quite quickly, and I've been able to do my bit of tinkering on top of that. So you will find the link below to Google Drive, and it'll have the thing to download, and it'll have the README in there, and sometimes I can answer people's questions, but more often than not you're better off asking mod creators, or else going to Aslane's forum and asking there, because it's all these days based off Aslane's mod installer, and I do a bit of tweaking myself on one or two of the mods, but for the most part it's straight out of the box. Now there is one new thing in the garage side, and that's why we're looking at the garage right now, is it's this. Now I already had the option for the ring of the mark of excellence percentage displayed. What's also now displayed is this little indicator here, which tells you, I think it must be the battled tiering, not the actual matchmaking range you can get, but the actual matchmaking weight. So instead of this being from, say, 4 to 8, it obviously says 6 to 8 because it's a tier 6 tank. So it now tells you, if you don't have them all memorized, which of your tanks are regular matchmaking and which are special matchmaking, like for instance this T14 here. So that really is the only new thing. I don't think there's anything else that's changed. The minimap looks the same. The damage counter, I think, looks the same. There might be, I did notice with the damage counter, there's a new file pertaining to fire damage somehow. So there might be a separate fire counter thing. The colours might be a little bit different. I didn't touch that one. So hopefully it more or less fits in with the rest. On to the second thing. Now, Star Wars is upon us, and most of you, well, if you haven't seen it already, you're going to be able to get to see it very, very soon, if you are at all interested. However, where I live, out in my little speck of rock in the Outer Hebrides, it doesn't actually hit our local cinema until the very end of January. So I've got quite a long wait. I may very well actually be going across to the mainland at some point in January, and if I do, you can bet that I will definitely be going to the cinema to see it there. But either way, I've got at least 4 weeks from now to wait before I see it, because it'll be towards the end of January that I go anyway. It won't be at the end, but if I stay here and don't go, it's going to be at the end of January, if not maybe a week or two before that. But either way, it's a long time to wait, because I've already, just playing today in World of Warships, had somebody put in what is potentially quite a big spoiler in the in-game chat, and I am now kind of inclined to stay away from a lot of online things. So I'll probably be, over the next month, playing a lot less World of Tanks, a lot less Warships. Probably won't be checking things like Facebook or Twitter or anything like that quite as often, and I'm really hoping that the comments section can behave themselves, because otherwise I'm just going to turn off comments for the duration. In fact, I maybe will do that anyway, because this is the first time I've been able to see a Star Wars film in the cinema since the prequel trilogy. And the first two I actually didn't see in the cinema, Episode 1 and Episode 2. Episode 3 I did, and because I wasn't really on the net quite so much those days, I was able to basically avoid all spoilers about it. But honestly, I mean, none of the prequel trilogy were particularly impressive films, and this one, from what I've had, the non-spoilery feedback I've had is that it's decent. It's at least decent. Nobody's come away from it and gone, oh my god, what a horrible waste of time, it's Episode 1 all over again. Like, the people I know that have seen it seem to have at least enjoyed it on some level. So I'm kind of keen to have the experience of going to see a Star Wars film without really knowing anything about it, except now I know possibly at least one thing because of some random jerk in a World of Warships game. But I really want to avoid that, and so yeah, there's still going to be, the next couple of months, it's going to be my own content for probably single-player games. So you might see more stuff like CK2, which I'm sure some of you will be happy about. But of the kind of World of Tanks stuff, well, I've got a couple of replays saved for World of Tanks and a couple of replays saved for Warships, but we might be seeing a lot more viewer replays up until the end of January, because I just won't be playing the game myself, because I don't trust the internet collectively not to just be an asshole and spoil it for me entirely. So yeah, the next couple of months, the next month and a bit rather, is going to be a bit kind of different than usual, but I really don't know why the local cinema haven't put it on sooner. It's just they've for some reason chosen to wait till the end of January, a full month and a bit away. Like, that's what, 6 weeks from now? Over 6 weeks? Something like that. That's a long time in internet years. So, even with all my precautions, even when I'm actively avoiding sites like Reddit and Imgur and, you know, won't be checking Twitter and Facebook as often, and probably won't be looking at my comments, actually. I think I should just avoid looking at my YouTube comments entirely. I won't turn them off. That's what I'll do. I won't turn them off. I just won't look at them. So if you're asking any questions in the comments up until the point where I see Star Wars, don't expect an answer. But yeah, if only my cinema could have shown it a bit sooner, we wouldn't have this issue. But yeah, no, end of January, or at least mid-January onwards if I do go to the mainland. So we'll see. I'm really hoping I'm going to enjoy it, but it means that I'm going to have a bit of a, not a hiatus exactly, but we're going to have to do things a bit differently for the next little while. So if you have any questions about mods and such, you can, well, actually, you can't even really ask them below because I've already said I'm not looking at comments, so sorry about that. I can't really give you any help this time round, but there is always Aslane's forums. There are always the EU forums where some of the mod creators have threads as well. So hopefully, if you do have issues, you can find it out elsewhere, because I won't be able to help you this time. But yeah, otherwise, you can do the usual things of hitting the like button and so forth. And as always, stay tuned for more.